parts department, time is your enemy. And one of the things we have to keep in mind is what is our transaction time. Keep in mind during season you're going to have 8 or 10 people in line at any given time. They just all of a sudden show up. All the phone lines will be busy. You got a service department that's trying to get parts from you. It becomes frantic. So anything that you can do in a parts department to get your parts closer to you will reduce your transaction time. Now, transaction time is basically the time it takes from the moment you touch a customer at the parts counter to the moment that customer leaves. Our target, our goal, is to try to be at about 4 minutes. Now, earlier I talked about organizing your parts by bin location or by part number. That's your preference. Again, but one of the things we want to keep in mind in our parts departments, we want to understand the value of our real estate. As you can see over here, I've got some very valuable real estate that I'm using to carry things on it that I don't sell a lot of. It would make more sense to me if I want to reduce my transaction time to have blades and filters and plugs right here behind me, so when a customer comes up, I can take my fastest moving parts, have them here. If a customer needs a blade, I've got my fastest moving blades here. I can literally reach over here, get it, and then check the customer out. It's about speed. Think about your parts counter. It's the same thing. What could you put up here that would make it faster? Some of the other important areas right underneath your parts counter. Most parts departments that I go into, underneath the parts counter is a mess. It is full of books and magazines and things that really don't have that kind of value. Yet this is lakeshore property right here. This is where I want to keep my fast-moving things. So I want you to be thinking about that. How can you improve your transaction time? Best thing, first thing, is just to run a report of your fast-moving parts. Look at those parts and then ask yourself the question, where are they at in my parts department? Do I have my fastest-moving belts all the way to the back, so I've constantly got to go all the way to the back of my parts department to get them? Wouldn't it make more sense to have them hanging right behind me? Same thing with my blades, my plugs, and my filters. Think about your transaction time. Measure it. See where you're at. Try to get that time under 4 minutes. One of the other things I want you to think about is stools. Now, I know a lot of you in your parts department have stools behind the counter that you can set on. You have stools in front of the counter.